A very warm welcome to Daily Dispatch powered by HSBC. I'm Priya Seth, and joining me on this very interesting conversation is Aanan Khurma from Wellversed. Thank you very much, Aanan, for joining us today. I want to begin by talking to you a little bit about the platform. We've seen the kind of the range of products available on your platform catering to health and wellness as the major theme out there. Tell us a little bit about why you chose this niche, and there are so many players right now in the market in the same space. How would you be a differentiator in this flood of products out there?
So, we have been present in the wellness space for the past 5-6 years now. And the motivation to work on this has been a personal quest for health span maximization. And what really propels us is, making wellness accessible to other people. So when someone decides to go on a wellness regime, they have to go through all sort of, behavior changes that they have to do in their lifestyle. And that is the most difficult part of adopting wellness. And due to that, wellness has been confined to elites, or let's say, very narrow segments. So we are trying to make wellness accessible to other people. And where we differentiate ourselves, or how we think we are different, is this essence of making this transition as easy as possible. So whereas other players are trying to cash in on trends, let's say branding their products as low carb, ketogenic, gluten free, or vegan just for the sake of it, we are actually trying to make these transitions as easy as possible for other people.
Tell us a little bit about what kind of growth you've seen over the last couple of months. If you could give us some indication in terms of, what have been the key growth categories as well.
So we have been seeing growth across several dietary regimes, right? So we are present now across 8 to 9 dietary regimes, and we ketogenic and diabetes was one of the few categories we started with earlier in 2018. So obviously there's an uptick for those products, but we have seen a rapid uptick in products for intermittent fasting, for vegan diet. Gluten-free is picking up really fast, where we see a lot of prescription happening by doctors where they're prescribing that you should go on a gluten-free diet for gut health and things like
that. Right. Going forward in 2022, what would be your key growth pillars? Where do you think growth will come from for the company?
So we, for 2022, we want to stick to these 9 to 10 dietary regimes, and, we want to consolidate the product portfolio. And again, we are not blindly launching SKUs just for the sake of it, where we don't want to have a, let's say, 100 SKU catalog for gluten-free products, but we want to very specifically launch product that facilitate the gluten-free diet. Just to give you an example, just branding a rice product as gluten-free doesn't make any sense, because rice by default is gluten-free, and just selling it in the name of gluten-free is just a marketing gimmick. So if you're actually creating product that facilitate that transition, so for example flours or cookies and things like that, so product consolidation with the very narrow focus that we have to facilitate this transition will be the focus of 2022. And we're already seeing great tailwinds. We saw it in 2021, and again with this lockdown, people are going more towards wellness lifestyle. So we are seeing huge tailwinds here.
Right. You have some very interesting investors on board. You have Jubilant as well as an investor out there. So how will the collaboration with Jubilant really play out?
Obviously, the strategic part of it, where Jubilant has very keen insights into how to build profitable business. So they are not just focused on how to grow the top line. Most of the new age investors, I would say, are focused on the top line and getting more and more customers as fast as possible. But I think where Jubilant brings in this discipline, where you also have to focus on the bottom line. And so it's not just about creating brands that have a larger reach, but brands that are profitable. So I think that kind of discipline has been brought into the team. That is one. Second, their offline distribution channel is huge, and once each individual brand start hitting certain benchmark numbers, we start leveraging those offline channels. Yes.
Right. I also want to understand, in terms of the kind of metrics that you have in mind, what is the kind of growth metrics that you have in mind in terms of revenue, in terms of overall SKUs to be listed on your website, users, etc.?
So right now, the way Wellversed platform works is that it's a marketplace to facilitate transition of dietary regimes, right? And we do have products which are our own brands and which are third-party brands as well. So the focus is creating a holistic platform where the user can find all sort of products to enable a dietary transition, right? So the split right now is that around 40 to 50% of the products are third party, whereas 50% of the products are owned by us. They are our own brands, right? And we are seeing like from 2021 to 22, we expect 100% sort of a growth, doubling of the revenue.
Okay, and any plans for fundraise going forward?
So we are already in discussions with certain investors, regarding the fundraise, and we are looking to close our next round in the coming year. Yeah.
All right. On that note, Aanan, thank you very much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure speaking with you. Thanks so much for your time.